So I've been struggling a bit with doing vlogs because I think I was just trying to do stuff around one event or one day, and I saw someone was doing a weekly vlog, and I thought that was probably a better idea. So I'm gonna just start taking the camera out more and documenting my normal mundane things. Uh, I usually think what I'm doing is pretty boring, but then I can watch people do that type of stuff all day. So why not do it myself? It's fun. I was supposed to go on a ride today, but I woke up yesterday morning and I couldn't bend my knee all the way back. You know, you're getting pretty old when you start having sleep injuries. It's getting better, but I still can't get it fully back, which is really annoying, and it's really, really painful when it hits a certain point. But we'll get it back there and get back out to Haas. Please forgive my crazy garage. We are still organizing. I just got some shelves over here to organize the rest of the garage. And I took my Yeti in finally to get the fork checked out after I had what seems to be a massive oil leak from my Sedona ride. And he looked at it. I washed it all off and said that it felt fine, but that it could still have a small leak on that left stanchion. So he told me to go ride it one more time and kind of document the oil coming out, which I was going to do today. I was going to go ride Old Haas. I was going to do Red Mountain Rush today, but then he told me to ride this bike, and I figured it was a better bike to go do like Old Haas and try out mine and do some different stuff. I got the new Tinker Wars grips on it with some of my Christmas money. Was looking forward to trying those out, but my knee just was not ready for it. I'm riding the Wolf Tooth Fat Paws on here now. I was using the Trail 1 Hell's Gates, and I like them, but on the gnarly downhill stuff, my hands definitely start to hurt after a bit. So, hopefully tomorrow, maybe, if I can finish all my work today and do something tomorrow morning, I can get out to Haas if my knee's feeling up to it. I want to meet some buds tonight for a dinner. Speaking of the garage chaos that I can't seem to get organized, this is what I do for work. I make merchandise and resell merchandise, mostly music stuff, on eBay, Etsy, and my own website. I'm always behind on making buttons and working on a process to really get this more organized, and I gotta, all those ones that are made, I have to still put pins in, and then I also make stickers and decals and embroidery set up over there. Still have to get my hat rack set up over here. Well, we've been in the house 2 years now, and I still can't seem to get a hold on everything, but it's coming. I just get tired really fast when I'm doing physical labor, and it's just slow going. But it'll come together eventually. It's fun work. I get to be kind of creative still. Not as creative as making records like I used to, but it's money. It helps us with the bills quite a bit, so that's what I do. Just got a crock pot in so I can try and do some chain waxing with the chain swisher tool. I already lost the little rubber thing they put on it, but I ordered a wax warmer for waxing body parts, but it was really, really small, and there's no way I could get the full chain in and swish it around well. So we're gonna see if this is a better size. So it looks like this will be a perfect size to get it in there and swish it around. I think that'll be great. I'll probably do a video on me waxing some chains soon. I've got to be able to have the time to take them off and put them in an ultrasonic cleaner and do all that jazz and then wax them and let them dry overnight. Maybe over the weekend I can work on it. We'll see. I just got back from having dinner with some homies and went to this place called Dia Libre that I really like. Probably didn't seem as good as it used to be to me tonight, and the prices went way up, and everybody else seemed not super stoked on it. So I guess I won't pick the restaurant next time, but it was pretty good overall. And met up with Andrew, Melanie, Gus, Darby, Nick, and had a good time. So my knee's still pretty messed up. I don't know what's going on. It's fine until I like sit down and it bends past a certain point. When it gets right about to 90 degrees, it's just excruciating pain. I don't know what's going on with that. I was hoping maybe I could move my ride to tomorrow, but I'm not sure what's going to happen when I wake up. It's not cool. I hate when I get taken out off the bike for a stupid injury, much less in the middle of winter when it's really great riding weather in Arizona. Sucks so bad, but it is what it is. I took Andrew one of these Unruh box sets that we did in 2015. I don't think he's really heard the band much, but he's a hardcore kid, super into old hardcore, so we were a little more metally and grindcore, etc., and mixed in. I think he'll like it. These are super amazing. The label really did a good job. They're still available at King of the Monsters Records, but you get stickers, both albums. Yeah, that's me. And then you get a third album that has all our EPs on it. If I can get it out. Maybe. Ton of cool pictures and different stuff on there. The 3 LPs. I took him some Ultra shoes too that I wore through my transplant. He's trying to transition to barefoot shoes, and it would be a good way for him to transition, and they're just too cushy for me now because I mostly wear minimalist and barefoot stuff that's like 10 millimeters or smaller stack height. It's one of my things I'm really into is barefoot and minimalist shoes. I'm wearing the new Splay, if I can get them in there, Rev high tops right now. My wife and I she got the low tops, I got the high tops. It's one of our Christmas things, and they feel pretty good. They're cool, like fake Vans, but they're wide toe box, like 5 millimeter sole, 6 millimeter sole, and then a pretty small insole. I might do some videos about barefoot shoes in the future. It's day 4 of my knee not bending right, so I thought maybe some walking would do me good. Came out to the Shields to check it out. Been here once before. They have a cool bike section, and it's connected to a mall, so I'm gonna walk through the mall a bit, just get some movement on my knee. It feels all right until I bend it past like a certain point, and then it's just excruciating and tight. So I'm not sure what to do. Might try an easy ride soon, at least ride around the street. Sucks, but here we are. Old age. Shields is kind of lame if you're into bike stuff. They have a decent selection of apparel, but everything is like small and medium. A couple larges, an XL here or there. All the bikes are Trek mostly, that are actual mountain bikes. Pretty unimpressive unimpressed. They have like some Fast House t-shirts. It said that they carry trail monos, but I didn't see anything of theirs. It's a local brand. But I don't know, pretty unimpressed, especially if you're Clydesdale. Don't go there to buy stuff. Decided to take the long way around the mall outside. Can't really film too much with audio in the mall. Music going all the time. And I'm still, I don't know, uncomfortable talking out loud in public to myself into a camera. But hopefully I'll get over that eventually if I'm going to do a weekly vlog type deal. So Shields it's a cool store, but it's kind of a bust for bike stuff. I went through there quick a few months back and saw a few brands that I recognized, so I wanted to come back and look in more detail. But like I said, if you're a Clydesdale, it sucks. Smalls and mediums and everything. A few larges, a few XLs here and there on stuff, but all for tiny people. They had a huge Phoenix Suns section, but everything was also small, medium, some larges. They had some bigger Bradley Beal jerseys, but I think he's going to be out of here pretty soon the way things are looking. So his jerseys will be real cheap very soon. Tried to get my wife to come walk the mall with me, but she wasn't feeling it tonight. So I'm just trying to get a couple miles in, walking around. Maybe it'll help rehab my knee. And I'm breaking in another pair of Christmas shoes. Scored a ton on eBay this year. Got the Lems Primal Zens. They feel pretty good, but need some breaking in. So I was just driving around listening to Rocket from the Crypt and didn't want to go home yet. So I'm sitting here eating a little thing from Freddy's custard, which I shouldn't be eating, but wanted a treat. Just didn't want to go home. Feel like getting out of the house a lot more when I can't ride my bike. Hoping I can get back to that soon. And I don't know, my wife likes to go to sleep at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and she's a total homebody anyway, and I can't get her out of the house much. And then all my friends are older and, you know, work jobs early or have families and don't like to do stuff very often without their families, or, you know, with me. I'm a middle-aged punker just trying to find things to do. People don't invite me places, and I feel weird asking people to do stuff, so I make my own fun. But I'd like to just get outdoors more, you know, especially when I'm not able to ride. I'm thinking about maybe trying night hiking. I'm really trying to get myself back into hiking. My orthopedic surgeon didn't want me to do it more than like once a week, but it's an extra time outdoors. It's a little cold this week, like in the 30s at night, but I don't know, you bundle up a little, and once you get moving, it feels pretty good. What do you guys like to do if you're an aging, middle age, you know, person that doesn't have kids and likes to get out of the house more often and doesn't have a partner that likes to get out of the house? I don't know. I'm always trying to think of things to do on my own rather than just sit at home watching other people do things on YouTube. Give me your thoughts. There is a guy on YouTube that I really love watching lately called the Blot Outdoors Show, and he does some crazy stuff. He camps twice a week, and he does a stealth camp in the city, and then he does a wild camp out in nature. He lives in the UK. He goes up to the Lake District, and rain, snow, shine, he's out there doing it, and he gets wasted, which obviously isn't something I'm going to do, but he's kind of inspirational in that he doesn't need other people. He has some friends that go with him sometimes, but he just gets out and does it. And he was doing it when he wasn't doing it for a living, and just makes his own fun, and I need to do more of that, I think. Okay, so I spent last night building some shelves over my workbench and just working a little more towards getting my garage organized over a freaking 2 year process. So I also set up my little chain waxing station, and I'm gonna wax the chain on the Yeti tonight and hope that I do it right and that it's all set to go for me to try and ride tomorrow. My knee's feeling probably 90% better. I can bend it almost all the way up, but it is a little tight and little painful when it gets back like too far, which scares me a little because sometimes when my dropper's too far down, it feels like my knee goes way up higher than it is really able to. So I'm also putting some mastic tape on these chain stays. I had some old stuff on there that just wouldn't stay on, and I got some newer stuff a little while back that I'm trying to heat onto it and hoping that that works and guards my chain stays a little better for my feet rubbing on it. Okay, so I put some mastic tape on these chain stays. That seems a little, well, a lot stickier than the stuff I was using before, hoping that it stays on there. I use a heat gun on it too, so looks like there's a little bubble in there, but I'm hoping that I can keep it on and put some on both sides of the chain stays, keep me from getting rub marks or rubbing through the carbon with my shoes, my big old size 14s. I hope this works out. Now I'm going to take the chain off and do an ultrasonic cleaning on it and get the wax lube off there, and then we're going to try waxing it. Forgive my chaotic workspace here. I just cleared off this workbench last night and made this little wax station. So I'm going to hang chains from there after I wax them in the crock pot. I'm using our tea kettle to boil some water, and then I'm going to put it in there with some simple green and do an ultrasonic cleaning on it. I put a fresh coat of wax lube on it last week because I was going to take it for a ride to test out the fork before my knee injury from sleeping. So I need to clean the fresh wax off. That squirt wax lube works pretty good. It was actually hard to find wow, I'm blanking on the term, the link, the master link, because there was good coating of wax on everything. So I had to really search to find the master link. So we're going to get that wax off. I'm going to get something to eat for dinner while I clean it. And then we're going to try waxing. Okay, chain is greased and I'm full of Mexican food, which I'll probably regret when I ride tomorrow. I'm going to heat up the wax in the crock pot and then clean my drivetrain a bit. I just watched a video. Guy said it takes 2 hours to heat the wax in a crock pot. I hope that's not the case, as it's almost 10 o'clock and it's going to be in the 20s tonight and it's pretty cold in the garage right now. So I'm going to start heating that now and hoping that it goes quicker. Another one said it took 15 minutes to heat, but he had like some special heater made for waxing bike chains, which was like 10 times more expensive than just a crock pot. So this was like $17. That's like $100. So 5 times more expensive. So I'm going to get this wax heating and see what happens. All right. It's about 45 minutes later and the wax still has a long ways to melt. So I guess he was right. In a crock pot, it's going to take about 2 hours. I ran the chain through the ultrasonic cleaner again because it had quite a bit of residue still on it. I'm assuming that maybe it's because of the wax. But usually one time through of 30 minutes gets it clean. So I'm hoping an hour, and then I added some heat to it, did the trick. I'm going to check it in a minute. Okay, second run in the cleaner. Got a lot off, but there was still some grime on there. I tried to get it all wiped off, but still seemed pretty grimy. So we've had it in there on hot for 10 minutes. Gonna stir it around, and I'm gonna put it on warm for 10 minutes. I'm not sure if warm or low is cooler, but God only knows. And then we're gonna take it out, let it dry, and tomorrow morning we'll put it on before we ride. I may end this weekly vlog with this one, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking about doing bi-weekly. I just don't do enough cool stuff in 1 week to really make a decent length vlog, but we'll see. Check back in at the end here. Okay, I put it on warm for about 10 minutes. Let's see what happens. Switch it around a little more. They said you don't want it to be like water, and you don't want to make a candle, so you don't want it too cool. Seeing a little sediment on the top, but not skin, so I think maybe it's good. Let's see how drippy it is. Oh, it's not too drippy. I had to redo this. Ooh, that's too hot. Okay. I've got to get that out somehow. Whew. Oh. Okay. I had to take some of the chain off because I'm definitely not an expert with this yet. I should have made some longer links, but I couldn't get it down into the pot. So, it doesn't look like it's dripping super bad. So I'm going to leave it for a little while and try it tomorrow, see what happens. I can take some lube with me, and I can always put some extra wax lube on there. But I think maybe we're good to go. Pretty cool. This is supposed to last a couple 100 miles, so that's pretty rad. And you just, if it gets a little noisy, you put some wax lube on there, and it's supposed to go a long ways and keep it super clean, especially in the dry climate here. Okay, chain is waxed. Gonna put it on in the morning and go for a ride. See what it's like. I think I'm gonna end this weekly vlog here, and then we'll see what we can get up to over the next week. I'll continue it with my ride tomorrow. I'm gonna go to Haas and ride Old Haas on the Yeti, test the fork out, see if it explodes. He said I can't damage it riding it the way it is, so fingers crossed. And I'm going to do some old trails there, so I'll be recording all of that just to see what happens. And let's see what we get up to over the next week. Well, I guess I'm going to keep this vlog going since it doesn't look like I'll be riding for a while longer. Just got fully geared up and ready for a ride, and decided I should try the bike out, since I waxed the chain, and it seems like every time I have the chain off, there's a chance something could go wrong with how I put it back on, because it's never easy to put them back on. So I got my knee bent back just pedaling in my street, and it was bad enough that I screamed out loud in the middle of my street. So I don't think that's safe to go ride some Black Diamond trails on. and it is what it is. So maybe I'll edit some video today and do something productive, because I don't feel like working. I needed a break from that, but here we are, injured by sleeping. Solid. Alright, so we're going to call this the end of vlog 1. I'm not going to call it a weekly vlog because that's just too much commitment for me. I always have a lot going on, so didn't get too much done in the last 24 hours. Super bummed I couldn't go ride yesterday when I set the day aside to do it and spent all the time getting ready. My knee still seems a little tweaked. I don't know what the deal is, but it feels better. So I'm gonna wait a few more days and then try riding the bike in the street again and see if I scream out loud for all the neighbors to hear. And I mean, I was able to do like some kettlebell workouts and stuff last night, and it was fine, but I don't know. So I worked in the garage a little last night and cleared it out. We're gonna cleared some of it out. We're gonna probably put a TRX system in there too, so we'll have more room to do kettlebells and get my stationary bike kind of dug out and easier to use, and then we'll have like a real workout space, which is cool. So that's gonna be the end of this vlog, and I'll start filming a new one again right away, and we'll see how this pans out as maybe a regular thing. Have a good one.